All it takes is one market crash to completely derail your retirement dreams. If you're within 10 years of retiring or already retired, you're in what we call the retirement red zone, the most dangerous period of your financial life. One bad sequence of returns in these critical years can turn a comfortable retirement into a financial nightmare. I'm Michael Fry, founder of RWC for Life, and I've been helping people navigate retirement planning for over 35 years. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what the retirement red zone is, why it's so dangerous, and most importantly, the specific moves you need to make right now to protect your nest egg, whether markets crash tomorrow or 5 years from now. The retirement red zone is roughly the 10-year window around your retirement date, the 5 years before and the 5 years after you stop working. During this period, your financial future is most vulnerable to what we call sequence of returns risk. Let me explain why this matters so much. Imagine two people, both with $1 million saved for retirement. Person A retires right before a market crash and experiences negative returns in the first few years. Person B retires right after the crash, when markets are recovering. Even if they both experience the same exact average return over a 20-year period, Person A could run out of money while Person B lives comfortably. That's sequence of returns risk in action. According to recent data from Fidelity Investments, negative returns are significantly more harmful early in retirement than later. This isn't just theory, it's mathematical reality. When you're withdrawing money for living expenses during the down markets, you're locking in losses that can never recover. It's like trying to fill a bucket with holes in the bottom. At RWC for Life, we specialize in helping people within 5 to 10 years of retirement create an income plan that they won't outlive. Most advisors focus only on growth. We focus on aligning your investments with the income you'll need in retirement, because accumulating wealth is one thing, distributing it wisely is another. Let me show you just how devastating sequence of returns risk can be with a real example. Let's say you have $500,000 and plan to withdraw $25,000 annually, a 5% withdrawal rate. If you experience good returns early and bad returns later, your money could last 30 plus years. But flip that sequence around and have bad returns early and good returns later, and you might be broke in 15 years, even though the average return is identical. This is why the traditional investment advice of just ride it out doesn't work in the retirement red zone. You don't have 20 years to wait for markets to recover. You need income next month and the month after that and every month for potentially 30 years. Recent studies show that over half of pre-retirees want to protect at least 50% of their retirement accounts from market volatility, especially in the 10 years before retirement. The challenge is that most people enter the red zone with an accumulation mindset when they actually need to have a distribution strategy. Your 401k that served you well for 30 years now needs to become a paycheck replacement system. And that requires a completely different approach. Once you're in the retirement red zone, your investment strategy needs to fundamentally shift. This isn't about becoming conservative, it's about becoming strategic. You need what I call a bucket strategy that aligns your investments with your timeline for needing the money. Here's how it works. Your short-term bucket covers 1 to 3 years of expenses in cash and conservative investments. Your midterm bucket holds 4 to 10 years of expenses in moderate growth investments. And your long-term bucket, which you won't touch for 10 plus years, can still grow aggressively. This approach protects you from sequence of returns risk because you never have to sell growth investments during down markets. If stocks crash, You simply live off your short-term buckets while markets recover. It's like having an umbrella before it starts raining. But here's what most people get wrong. They either stay too aggressive and risk everything, or become too conservative and guaranteeing that they're going to run out of money due to inflation. From 2019 to 2024, almost 3/4 of older investors changed their equity allocation, but many did it reactively instead of strategically. The key is creating what we call downside protection without giving up growth potential. You need enough safety to sleep well at night, but enough growth to keep up with inflation and fund a potentially 30-year retirement. Even with a solid investment strategy, there are critical areas that can still blindside you in the retirement red zone. The biggest one, healthcare costs. A 65-year-old retiring today could spend $165,000 on healthcare throughout retirement, according to Fidelity's last estimates. That's on top of Medicare premiums, which continue to rise every year. Long-term care is an even bigger wild card. The average cost of a private room in a nursing home now exceeds $108,000 per year. Even a few years of care can devastate a retirement plan that didn't account for this possibility. Then there's what I call the surviving spouse trap. When one spouse dies, the survivor often faces reduced Social Security income, higher tax brackets as a single filer, and the same household expenses. I've seen too many surviving spouses struggle financially because their plan didn't account for this reality. Another common oversight is underestimating inflation's impact over a long retirement. Even a modest 3% annual inflation cuts your purchasing power in half over 23 years. Your $5,000 monthly budget today needs to be $8,600 in 20 years just to buy the same things. This is why our Castle system addresses these risks up front, not as an afterthought. We build protection into your plan from day one, so you're prepared for whatever life throws at you. Let me share with you how this works in practice with a hypothetical scenario based on common situations that I see. Imagine a couple, both 58, who came to us thinking they need to work until 65. He was an engineer making $120,000 a year. She was a teacher making $65,000 a year. And they had about $850,000 in various retirement accounts, but were worried it wasn't enough. Here's what we discovered. Their biggest problem wasn't the amount of money they have saved. It was how it was organized. They had money scattered across multiple 401ks, IRAs, and taxable accounts with no coordination. Their investment allocation was too aggressive for their timeline, and they had no clear plan for generating retirement income. Using our Castle system, we restructured everything. We created a bucket strategy for their investments, developed a tax-efficient withdrawal sequence, and optimized their Social Security timing. Most importantly, we showed them exactly how much monthly income their assets would generate. The result? They retired at age 60, 5 years earlier than they thought possible. They now have a clear retirement paycheck, tax-efficient income, and a peace of mind knowing their plan can handle market volatility. This isn't unusual. When you align your investments with your income needs and address all the planning pieces together, you often discover you're in better shape than you thought. But it does require moving beyond the traditional save and hope approach to a comprehensive distribution strategy. If you're in the retirement red zone or approaching it, you can't afford to hope your current approach will work. The stakes are simply too high and the margin for error too small. You need a proven system that will address all the moving parts in retirement planning, not just your investment returns. And that's exactly why I created a free detailed presentation called how to turn your nest egg into a lifetime retirement income without running out of money or overpaying in taxes. This isn't just theory, it's the same Castle Retire 360 system that I've used to help hundreds of families retire with confidence over the past 35 years. To access this free presentation right now, simply click the link in the description below. Don't wait. Every day you delay implementing these strategies is another day your retirement remains at risk. At RWC for Life, my goal isn't just managing your money, it's giving you clarity, confidence, and a peace of mind about your financial future.